I was talking to a couple of buddies of mine, investors, and also some real estate agents that I work with, and also families, that are out buying a house today. And it all comes to the same conclusion. Every conversation that I had, some concern still with housing affordability. And, you look at our interest rates today, they did come down. A lot of people looking for financing. That does help. It did soften the blow. But you still have average homes out there right now. Median price home in Las Vegas is 489,000, and the mortgage payment on that is about 35 to $3,600 if you add in taxes, insurance, HOA. That's a big nut. That's a big nut to take on. You better be making household income 100 to $130,000 a month to live comfortably. So that's the elephant in the room. I'm here to tell you in 2026, though, this may change. Some of the data that's come out, some of the information I'm seeing, 2026 might be a different year based off of what we see. And I think housing affordability and inflation is going to get better. I'm Dan French. This is the Dan French Network, as far as real estate network. Like and subscribe. Today, we're going to talk about the housing market, what's going on locally here with Las Vegas, also the tourism and the economy locally here in Las Vegas. Also, I'm going to talk about what's going on with some mortgage news. Let's get right into it, okay? The Fed's come out and said 80% chance they're going to cut the Fed's fund rate by a quarter of a point. How does that impact you? Well, if you look at short-term bonds, student loans, car loans, credit cards, HELOCs, lines of credit, extending credit becomes cheaper for you. Also, business owners, if you're a business owner out there and you may need a business loan, that might entice you to now hire people. That means the economy may start to increase. And so when you look at the economy getting better and starting to see more activity, I think the Fed has confidence because inflation is starting to get to that target rate. And so based off of the Fed, you look at what is also happening with the average price for homes, they're coming down, right? As far as selling points, listings, sellers out there that are listing their home, 40% decline, 40% downward spiral from what they listed their home at starting point versus what they sold it for or just pulled it off altogether. I've had people that are just unrealistic, right? This is a buyer's market. We have almost 10,000 homes on the market. This is a buyer's market. And so when you look at sellers, you're going to see a huge uptick, huge amount of people listing their home. Oh, well, we're going to just wait till the new year, sellers say. Or we're going to wait to see what mortgage rates do. And we're going to relist it. It expired, right? Maybe their listing expired. But I'm here to tell you, 40% tells me the market is telling you that you're overpriced or there's something wrong with your home. And here's a good look at this. If you listed your home for 30, 60, 90 days, let's say 30 days and you never had an offer. If you listed it for 30 days and never received one offer, it's overpriced or there's something wrong with your home. And if you don't fix it, you don't find the right realtor or you don't understand why it's not being sold, you're wasting your time. You need the right comps. You need to really have all the data. You need to make sure you get the right pictures. You really need to have a game plan together to sell in this market. This is not 2021 and 2022 where you list your home and everybody's just going to say, whatever you want. Whatever it is. I don't even need to look at it. That's a problem, right? Back then, I never thought people would buy a home not being in the state, never looking at it just because of fear of missing out. But that's not where we're at today. If you're not listing your home properly and not getting the right information, you're not going to sell your house. And you're going to see this in 2026, that in January, if you don't get this right, sellers out there don't get this right, hire the right person. By the way, my information, you know where it's at. If it's not listed right, you won't sell. You're going to see this happen in January. Everybody thinks that reset, everything's going to change. It's not going to change. Either you're going to be realistic You got to, give a little bit as a seller because you may not get what you want for your home, but at least you're going to be able to sell your home. So, with that being said, right now, this buyer's market, I'm writing offers and buyers are getting whatever they want. They can get whatever they want, whatever they're looking to ask for, buying down the interest rate, closing costs, it's on the table. It's there. Um, so when we talked about average median price home, 489,000, let's go to the numbers here, guys. And so you look at the sales price right here, right there, 489,140. That's the average sales price for a single family residence home. If you look at the condos, 232,000, townhomes, 357,000. New listings, townhomes down, right? Condos down. Single family residence also down, 2,300. Well, it's normal, but you see our peak April 2025. I mean, that's usually where you see things starting to change. Here, homes for sale right now, you're